Welcome to today's Instagram Live. Today I'm going to be having a very special guest join me. Her name is Naima. She's one of the coaches that works for my company. She helps women to overcome vaginismus. She helps women to overcome painful penetrative sex. Thank you all so much, those of you who are joining. So just to reiterate, today I'm going to be having a guest join me. Her name is Naima. We're going to be talking about her work, the work that she does as a vaginismus coach within my company, how she specifically helps women overcome vaginismus. So if that's relevant to you, if you are someone who's currently experiencing vaginismus, this Instagram Live will be relevant to you. Equally, if you're not sure what vaginismus is, this live will be relevant to you. If vaginismus is something that you perhaps want to prevent, this will also be relevant. And yeah, this is just an opportunity for you to get to know one of the vaginismus coaches that works for my company. So I'm just going to bring her on. Actually, just before I do, just to make everyone aware, for a long time in my company, I was the only vaginismus coach doing all the coaching with my private clients. And I found that loads and loads of women were going through vaginismus, and it was very difficult for me to work with all of the clients based on the time that I had available. So I decided to outsource the vaginismus coaching part of my company to coaches that I trained. So Naima is actually one of the coaches that I trained. She follows my methodology. When she works with clients, she follows the methodology that I taught her. So that's something that you're going to be hearing, inshallah, during this Instagram Live. Let me just bring her on. I've already started asking questions. Can I ask that questions are put in the question box? So at the bottom of your screen, there should be a little speech bubble icon with a question mark. I'm not sure if anyone could hear that. I'll just repeat it. So some of you in the comments are asking questions, which is great, but the comments will just kind of disappear as people start to join. So if you have questions, those questions might be for Coach Naima. It might be questions you have for her. If you have questions about vaginismus, any questions you have, could you put them in the question box? As long as it's kind of relevant to what we're talking about, we will be able to answer those questions at some point during the IG Live. So again, the question box is at the bottom of the screen. It's like a speech bubble with a question mark in it. Place your questions there, just so that your questions don't get lost. Assalamu alaikum, Naima, how are you? Yeah, good. Thank you. It's nice to see you. I'm really excited that we're doing this Instagram Live. It's been a while. I've wanted to get you on for a while, and you finally agreed, which is amazing. How are you doing today?
Yeah, doing very well. Got lovely British weather, so we can't complain. Got some nice sunshine. So pleasure to be here. This is something definitely for a long time we have discussed, but it's just never been the right time to bring in a session. So we're here today.
Yeah, no, same here.
So
I'm actually really hot, so I'm actually going to open my window because I'm like already boiling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're really lucky to have nice weather, but yeah, some people might say it's a bit too hot, but it is what it is. We've got to enjoy it while it's here, isn't it? Okay, so I'd like it if you could just start us off by introducing yourself. Tell us about you, you know, what you're passionate about, your background, qualifications, anything that is relevant for people to know. Just introduce yourself to everyone listening.
Yeah, so my name is Naima. I'm one of Amira's vaginismus coaches. I'm happily married. Obviously, as you can tell from the hijab, I am a happy practicing Muslim. So my journey just began with, obviously, as many women, went through a phase of vaginismus, but going through, obviously, Amira's guidance and courses, it really helped me, and that's where we kind of got to know
Thank you
each
for sharing
other.
that. And that takes a lot of courage to talk about, because I know for some women who go through vaginismus, they really struggle to, you know, say that publicly or say that in front of people that I went through this difficulty. And I'm really glad that you took part in one of my courses. So Naima is one of my customers. She joined my course, Confident Marital Sex. She worked her way through the course, follows all the steps, and she was able to successfully overcome vaginismus, which is the goal. Whenever anyone joins that course, that is the goal I have in mind for every person that joins. And it just shows that Naima was able to do that. And as Naima mentioned, she then wanted to take that that process and then help other women overcome vaginismus, which is why she became a vaginismus coach. Can you tell us about your clients? So you work with clients that have vaginismus. talk to us about what are they struggling with when they come on a free call with you. What do they tell you that they're struggling with?
I think with a lot of my clients that I've had, and in clients in general, in kind of with my discovery calls, bless them, you know, they come from a very dark place. It's very sad. It's very kind of an intimate conversation, where again it's very confidential, very private. It is very one-to-one, and they just talk about, you know, their journey of obviously vaginismus. Before even they use the term vaginismus, a lot of them don't even know what the term means. So all they normally really say is, when we are having penetrative sex with our partner, it's very painful. All I'm feeling is pain. So with a lot of women, they don't actually know the term vaginismus until I bring it up. And there are also some women who are also aware of the term vaginismus, and they will openly say, look, you know, I'm going through this condition. I don't know what to do. I don't know what method or what support. So yeah, the conversations can you know, be very you know, sad, very low, and that's why it's really important for me to kind of be that hearing, being that person on the side to listen to everything that they basically say. And I think it also helps because I've also been through that stage myself. So whenever they're talking, I know exactly where they're coming from because I've been through it myself. But then at the same time, I've got that hope in me because I've seen the light through the tunnel. I know you can overcome vaginismus. So it is good to kind of bring that part on board, that actually, you know, you're not alone. This is something that we can
yeah, absolutely.
go through
Thank you for
together.
sharing. I'm just going to see if there are any comments now. So there's a few questions. We'll come to the questions a bit later on. Okay, so you've discussed what your clients struggle with. How do you, so when they come to you on a discovery call, what is it that they want to achieve? What is it that they have in terms of their goals? Describe some of their goals that they share with you.
I think mostly with any women is mainly just to kind of overcome the fear of penetrative sex in a painful way, because all they know about penetrative sex is pain. So if for them, if they could just have like a pain-free intimacy with their partner, it's kind of like a win. A lot of them sometimes even just have a fear of intimacy in general. So I think every woman is varied to their in regards to their condition or what they are going through, but mainly it is to have pain-free intimacy with their partner. And that's something which I obviously then give guidance through, where I will give them, offer them training, and obviously with your programs, they really do help. So yeah.
Someone comes on a free call with you. It's what we call a discovery call, where you get to know the client. They share their issues, they share their struggles, and you listen to them, and you then describe to them how you can help them as a vaginismus coach, and they decide to work with you, and they're one of your clients. So talk me through a typical session. Talk me through, how do you actually help a person or help a woman go from struggling with painful penetration to then gradually being able to overcome that fear that you were describing and gradually overcome pain? How do you get a woman to go from experiencing painful penetration to experiencing pain-free penetration? Tell everyone listening, what's the process? How do you actually do that in your sessions?
Yeah, so obviously, firstly, it does start off with the discovery call. We'll have kind of like an intimate conversation. They'll express to me about their concerns and worries. That's when obviously I would talk to them about the journey of, you know, vaginismus, what I've also been through. But then I'll also talk about the packages that obviously Amir Zaki's wellness program, you know, offers for clients. Again, prices can be varied, so they can choose packages that are, you know, better for them, or price budget kind of beneficial for them. Once they are happy with the package, obviously I will send them an email with all the information that they need, so they can read through it. They can obviously discuss it with their partner, what they feel is comfortable and, you know, will best interest them. They can also then obviously book a session in with me, and I would send them my availability. Again, if they are from abroad, which one of my clients was, she was from the USA, I can also be flexible and I can arrange times that is, you know, beneficial for them as well as for myself. So they don't need to worry about it needs to be a certain time or a certain date. So I'm quite flexible. And then a typical session would obviously be about me giving them the knowledge about what vaginismus is, why they have fear, how to let go of that fear, kind of introduce them step by step of what dilators are. Not to be obviously afraid of dilators, they are just tools obviously to help them overcome vaginismus. And most importantly is to build that confidence in them, to let go of the fear, to feel more relaxed, to feel more calm. and that will obviously go in more intense in details when they do have the sessions with me, where I will train them how to relax their pelvic floors, you know, relax their breathing, get in tune with their body, know that they are in control. And that's one of the key elements. Is a lot of women forget that they are actually in control of their body. So the more you are in control, the more you can accept that this is normal and this is fine, the easier it will become. But again, it's a journey. So every woman's pace, every woman's timing will be different, but I will be with them to support them and encourage them through that.
So if someone is watching this live right now and they're currently experiencing painful penetration, or whenever they try to have penetrative sex, meaning the penis is trying to go into their vagina but they're finding it really painful, really uncomfortable, what would you say to that person who's listening right now?
Firstly, there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. A lot of the time with this kind of condition, we kind of blame ourselves. You know, we think that there's something wrong with me. You know, why is it, you know, everyone else is fine. Everyone else seems to be happily married, enjoying intimacy with a partner. It's not you. Trust me, it's not you. Once you do find out that, yes, it is becoming painful, you know, you've tried a couple of times, you know, you're not getting anywhere, ask for help, ask for support, open up, talk to someone, whether it be a doctor, a nurse, one of us coaches, either Amira or the program. Get in touch with us. There's no question that's too small or too big for us to answer, and we'll do the best we can to obviously support you and give you that guidance. Some people just kind of need to know the term of vaginismus a little bit more. Once they know, that kind of is a weight off their shoulders, because then at least that way you stop blaming yourself. You stop feeling like, actually, there's nothing wrong with me, there's just a condition, but this is a condition that I will, with the right training.
So would you say that that is what's missing for some women, where someone watching this right now might be trying to overcome it on her own, which is great. It is possible to overcome it on your own. But let's say someone's been trying for weeks or months or even years to overcome vaginismus on her own, and she's really struggling, she can't overcome it. Why is it that coaching could help her? What is it about coaching that can take her from that struggle to finally no longer having vaginismus? Talk about the coaching. What is the magic within coaching?
Again, I think with a lot of us coaches, and well, definitely for myself, it's because I've been through it. I've seen the struggles. I've seen how hard it can be. I know how lonely it can be as well. With having that coach, without having that person on your team, we're literally there. Well, I try to say 24/7, but we are practically there for you guys whenever you have any issues or any needs. We're literally a message away. You can email us. With these sessions, obviously they're an hour-long session, so it's a good amount of time for you to kind of have that one-to-one practice with us. A lot of women just struggle in how to kind of insert the dilator or what kind of breathing techniques they should do. But when you have a coach, we can teach you all that. We will train you, so you will understand it a lot more easier than what you will maybe trying to do it on by yourself. And it's encouragement on your low days, your high days. We're kind of with you. We're with you with your wins.
Absolutely.
And we're with you with your
and that
low
reminds
times
me
as well.
of, like, some people, when they have like a health goal or a fitness goal, they can achieve that goal on their own. It is possible, but some people struggle. They struggle because they don't have accountability, or they don't know what to do. They don't know what are the correct exercises to do in the gym, or what are the right foods to eat, or, like I said, accountability and support. And so some people will hire a personal trainer or a dietitian or a nutritionist to have that accountability and have that kind of expert knowledge to keep them accountable, but give them that kind of support as well. Because any goal, whatever goal it is in life, sometimes they're difficult to achieve, especially something like vaginismus, which is a very intimate part of your life. If you don't have anyone to talk to about it, already it's affecting your mental health and emotional health, but then it's affecting your relationship within your marriage. And so having someone, as Naima said, on your team there, who's someone who's a message away, and that's something we didn't really mention, but the fact that if you work with one of my vaginismus coaches, you get sessions with them, so live calls with them that are private calls, usually via Zoom or via any kind of video network conferencing kind of app. You also get access to them via messages, private messaging, usually through WhatsApp. So literally they are one message away. If you're struggling and having a low moment, you can just message your coach and say, I'm really struggling with this, and they're there to hold you and support you. So, and I think that's really valuable, and I think that's what the secret is, why a lot of women have successfully overcome vaginismus by working with one of my vaginismus coaches. Naima, in your experience of working with lots of different clients, on average, how many sessions do most women seem to need to go from struggling with pain during sex to then being able to have pain-free sex? Roughly how many sessions do they need when they work with you?
So, I mean, again, every woman's different, every woman's journey is different, but if they are really struggling with penetrative sex, they are unaware of dilators or even like simple things as relaxing the pelvic floor muscles, typically I would recommend a 6-session course. That 6 session will be in a lot of detail. It will be full on training physically. They will be training on dilators, as well as showing them how to kind of relax mind and body. If you are somebody who is quite known to dilators, who has been practicing with dilators, but kind of is struggling to transition into intimacy, then I would typically recommend a 3-session package.
So talk me through the positive side of the work you do, because it's a struggle. So even for you as a coach, it might not be a struggle for you, but it's like you can feel their pain, you can feel what they're going through emotionally, and as you said, you went through it yourself, so you know exactly what they're feeling. And as empathetic people, we tend to take that on. But when you take a person through all of their sessions and they finally overcome vaginismus, and they share that with you in a message, or they share that with you on a call, and they say, Naima, I finally was able to have pain-free sex, I can't believe it was pain-free. What is that like for you as a coach? What is it like for your client? Describe that moment of joy. Share it with us.
Yeah, honestly, it's beautiful. It's so heart-touching. Again, it's the journey, but it's definitely by the will of Allah that obviously I've got this opportunity and this platform to obviously help other women. So firstly, my thanks goes to Allah Ta'ala that I'm able to kind of, encourage and support these women, because alone I wouldn't be able to. It's definitely by His mercy and His support that I'm able to help other women. But definitely through the struggles, and when they do obviously come out the other side of the tunnel, where there's light, where they've overcome vaginismus, it's a beautiful experience. It's such a weight lift off my shoulders as well as theirs. It's just so beautiful to know that we've experienced this journey together, and now they can finally say that, I can have pain-free sex with my partner. I'm not in pain. I've done it. Even with that, even with just the achievement of just saying, I'm able to use dilator 1 or dilate, just seeing the excitement on their faces, just seeing the excitement of like, what, we can do this. If I can do dilator 1 or dilator 2, I'm definitely be able to do the bigger dilator. So it's definitely a massive an achievement. And for us, it's that goosebumps, because again, for me, being through that journey, through step-by-step guide, and seeing that them overcome it's undescribable. It really is.
I just saw a question in the comments now, so I'm going to ask the question now before I lose it. It says, do you need to work continuously, or once you are able to have penetrative sex, you won't need to continue with dilators? What's your response to that? So if someone, uses dilators and they're finally able to have pain-free sex, in your experience, do they need to continue working with dilators or not?
I think, again, with every woman, and again, once we have our sessions together, we'll know how confident you are. Personally, for me, I would recommend in easing off with the dilators very slowly. I wouldn't say straight away to kind of like give up on the dilators. Even if it's the largest dilator, just use that before obviously intimacy with your partner. Once you feel like, actually, I am getting very confident with the largest dilator, then yes, gradually you can come off it, and then it will become very easy. But I wouldn't say to suddenly stop using dilators, because sometimes as women, we do tend to get really busy with our lives. It can be very stressful. So sometimes it's very hard to kind of get relaxed and get in that mode. Whereas a dilator can kind of be like a comfort blanket, where it kind of helps you to feel at ease. You're kind of reminding your mind again that, I'm in control. I'm able to get this dilator in. So again, it varies with some people. So again, this is something that we can discuss more in detail.
I'm just going to bring a few questions up on the screen. Someone's asking, how much of the sessions can you pay in installments? We offer installments for the 6-session package. So when you go to the website, and actually if you go to the link in my bio, one of the tabs on the link in my bio says work with one of our coaches. When you click on that, you will see the prices that we offer for 6 sessions or 3 sessions. Because as Naima said, we tend to see that most women are in one of 2 groups. Either they don't know what vaginismus is or they've never used dilators. And if that's the case, we recommend 6 sessions. There are some women who have been using dilators, and they are fine with dilators in general, but they struggle with that transition to pain-free sex. If that's the case, then we offer 3 sessions. We do have flexibility where if you wanted a bit more than 3 sessions, but slightly less than 6, that's also possible. If you wanted more than 6, that's possible. But we offer those 2 packages at the moment because that's what most people seem to need. But if, for example, you get on a free call with Naima and you say you want to have 5 sessions, that's also possible. We can tweak the prices as needed. On average, the prices are £150 per 1-hour session. In general, most clients do 1-hour sessions at a time. But if you wanted to split it up, instead of doing 1-hour sessions, you could break it up into 2 half-an-hour sessions instead of 1 1-hour session. So it's fairly flexible. So as I said, we offer 6 sessions as a package. So you pay for the package, or 3 sessions as a package. Again, each session is £150 per 1-hour session, and for the 6 session package we do offer the option to pay in installments. If you have any questions about it, you can ask the coach when you get on the call with them, or you can send an email. The email button is in my bio as well if you have any questions about that. But that's a great question. There was another question I saw here. I'm not married, I'm a virgin, how do I know if I have vaginismus? So it's not possible to know 100% for sure, but one way you can do that, one way you can check is by trying to insert something into your vagina. Only do that if you first of all research how to relax your pelvic floor muscles. If you try and insert something like a dilator or a tampon and you find it really painful and difficult, it's an indicator that you potentially have vaginismus. It doesn't mean you do, because it could be something else that's causing the pain, but it's an indicator that you may have vaginismus. Some people like to go and get kind of officially checked by their doctor to kind of get an official diagnosis. So just thought I'd answer that. And let's see if there's any other questions for Naima. Okay, I'll leave that question because it's not specifically for you, Naima. Okay, so if someone's watching this now and is on the fence, they are considering potentially booking a call with you, and remember that we offer a free 20-minute discovery call. It's completely free. We do request a small deposit just to make sure you turn up to the call, but as long as you turn up to the call, we do refund that small deposit, and it's a very small deposit, just because we've had experiences in the past where people will book the free discovery call and not turn up. And me as a company, my team and I, we really value our coaches' time. Our coaches are there to help you. So if you book a discovery call, you need to attend. That's why we request a small refundable deposit, but it is still essentially a free call. We refund it as long as you attend. When you go on that free discovery call, you get to talk directly to the coach of your choice. So when you go to the link in my bio, as I said, one of the tabs says work with our coaches. Click on that, you will see the different coaches that we have. If you're interested in working specifically with Naima because you've heard her speak today, you can click on her button. You will see her availability when she's available to do the free discovery call with you. So if someone's kind of like on the fence, they're like a bit uncertain, they're a bit shy or nervous, what would you say to them to encourage them to book that free discovery call with you?
Again, the call is free, so I think that's one aim. Is if you've got any questions that your heart desires, know that this call is free. Okay, so there's nothing to feel like intimidated or to feel shy about. It is very one-to-one. It is very private. It's completely confidential. So with asking these questions, that's when we can move to the next step. If you're not going to ask those questions, if you're not going to book in a discovery call, you're still sitting in the same place thinking, what if, or what is the answer to these questions? And you're only going to know once you book a discovery call, either with myself or with the amazing coaches that we have. So it's literally just taking that step, having a conversation with us, talk about your issues, talk about your concerns. We really are here to listen and to guide you and help you to the best of our abilities. So yeah, definitely do not feel intimidated, don't feel shy. We're literally here to help and offer as much advice.
Thank you for sharing that. There's a really great question up in the comments now. The question is, can non-Muslims join? Your content is great, but appropriately focuses on your religious beliefs. Would you say the course is still appropriate for non-Muslims? I will answer that, and then Naima, you can share. Yes, absolutely. So my bio doesn't say Muslims, it says God conscious. So my content, my courses, the work that my coaches do, we we aim and to deliver this content to anyone who is God conscious and has certain beliefs about sex and sexuality that are in alignment with their faith, such as maintaining chastity, having sex within marriage, how to manage desire, so many things within the context of religion. Doesn't necessarily mean just the Islamic faith, but obviously, as you mentioned, I share a lot about the Islamic faith because that's what I know as a Muslim. But if you find, as for example, if someone is a Christian or a Hindu or a Jew, someone who's not a Muslim, but they share similar beliefs with regards to sex and sexuality, absolutely, the content, the courses, the coaching we offer is for you. So if you wanted to work with one of our coaches, for example, when you click on the link that I mentioned, so go to the link in my bio, click on work with our coaches, you will see that for each coach, it says who they are happy to work with. I believe all of our coaches have said we are happy to work with anyone of any religion, any background, as long as you believe in certain things such as sex within marriage, that sort of thing. If you have that as your kind of core belief, then we're fine. Most of our coaches, there might be one or two that differ, but most of our coaches would not be willing to help someone who is trying to have sex outside of marriage. That's most of our coaches. But if you go and have a look, there might be one or two that differ on that view. I think that hopefully answers your question. Naima, is there anything you wanted to add on that?
It's more to have God conscious. Is obviously, either that you're looking into marriage or you are married and you are struggling. We are more than happy to help, regardless of your race, nationality. We are more than, as long as you're obviously female, we are happy to help, because it's normally obviously females are going through this. But yeah, we're more than happy to help and support you. But again, book in a discovery call. If there are any other kind of questions that are relating to that you're not sure, you can ask us, and then we can take it from there.
There's a few other questions I see, but they aren't completely relevant to Naima as a coach. Great, the answer did help, that's great. If you have any other questions related to Naima, though actually does, feel free to book a discovery call with her, because you can ask her directly, especially if you're someone that's struggling with vaginismus. Naima is here to serve you. She is here, she became a vaginismus coach because she wants to help as many women as possible to overcome vaginismus. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Naima, before we go?
Just thank you for your time, Amira. Obviously, it's lovely to be on this platform sitting with you, because obviously it did really all start with you. So it's a thank you to you first and most. And it's just lovely to obviously have this opportunity to voice out our desire to help obviously other women who are struggling in silence, or are got these questions that they don't know the answers to. We are literally here to help you. Any woman that's going through vaginismus, painful intimacy, or even the fear of sex, please reach out to us. We're here, we're like a team, and we're definitely here to support you. So please, like I said, and Amira said, discovery calls are free anyway, so there's no harm in booking. And then obviously from there, we can then take the next step and, be part of that journey with you, if you allow us to, inshallah.
Okay, there's a great question here actually. Would you say a face-to-face session with a pelvic floor therapist is more effective than an online session? I'll answer that, and then if there's anything you wanted to add, Naima, you can. So for some women, working with a pelvic floor therapist is exactly what they need to overcome vaginismus. They need to work face-to-face with someone. They need help in that sort of physical way. And it really comes down to you as a woman knowing yourself. For other women, they actually come to my company because they say that they already tried that. They tell me when they email or message me and they say, I've already worked with the pelvic floor physiotherapist and she helps me with dilators, but I'm still struggling with sex itself. And so that is sometimes when women will come to us and be like, I'm really struggling with the sex part of things. And so working with a vaginismus coach can really help in that department. For some people, they just actually don't have the time or affordability to work with a pelvic floor therapist, because usually one session is not enough. You'd need to work multiple sessions. And so some women prefer the online format that we offer with a vaginismus coach. Also, our vaginismus coaches have been trained by me through how to help women relax the pelvic floor. So there are specific actual physical techniques that they will teach you, but also breathing techniques to get you to relax your pelvic floor, which is very similar to what a pelvic floor therapist would be doing with you anyways. So it kind of just depends on you as a woman. I know that might not fully answer, but I can't answer it for you. You need to identify within yourself, what do I need? Do I need to work with someone physically, or would an online session work for me better? So it kind of just depends on you as a woman. Do you have anything to add to that, Naima?
Yeah, again, I think I've come across a lot of clients, which again they've said they've spoken to a therapist, but it's very kind of like one way. I don't know if you agree, Amira. It's very one way in the way of their training and speaking, whereas with a coach, it's a lot more intense because we'll train you and we'll teach you in your needs, in your kind of journey, in how fast and slow you are going. Where a therapist is very much grounded and very kind of like one way. She'll give you a lot of guidance and advice, but I think that's as far as it goes. Whereas with us, even with the dilated sessions, even after that, we will still teach you methods in how to kind of transition into that intimacy with your partner. So it's not just about overcoming vaginismus, but then it's a part of transitioning into intimacy with your partner as well. So it's kind of like the full package.
Thank you for sharing that. And I feel like the work that the Vaginismus coaches is a lot more holistic. So we will focus on the physical side of things, help you with dilators, teach you how to relax your pelvic floor muscles, which is what a pelvic floor physiotherapist would do. But we also focus on the mental and emotional. That supports the coaching, the guidance, the ability to privately message your coach is not what a therapist would do in terms of a physiotherapist usually doesn't offer that ongoing support. So you have support from our coaches on the calls with them, but also in between sessions you get to message them privately whenever you need that extra support. Thank you so much, Naima, for your time. I really appreciate the work that you do, and you have helped your clients overcome vaginismus, and it's just such an amazing experience whenever you tell me. I just feel so good that you and the team of coaches are doing this work. It just makes me feel really proud and really happy, alhamdulillah. So thank you. Thank you, Naima. Talk to you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.